Okay, so I wasn't expecting to have this kind of ease. I was actually thinking about doing some just combos on elastic and call it a day. But I feel like I can push. I'm on this edge on which I think maybe I should rest, or maybe I should continue to push even more, like a bit each time, each day. And yeah, I think today I'll opt for pushing even more, and I have a concrete goal in mind.
I'm staring at a broken door. There's nothing left here anymore. My room is cold, it's making me insane. I've been waiting here so long, but now the moment seems to have come. I see the dark clouds coming up.
As you could see, there was a fail. It was a bit for strength, but also my bars, like, I don't know if you can see it. It's completely dead. Like, I've been having them for about 4 to 5 years. Wow. Now what do we do? The answer seems quite obvious. We have to exploit this.
Beyond the world to the end of time, where the rain won't touch, fighting the storm into the blue. And when I lose myself, I think of you. Together we'll be riding somewhere new through the monsoon.
Okay, I just saw the form. I'm still quite happy. The only issue I think about is that it's way too bad form. I think, like, yeah, my waist is way too. I couldn't explain it well. It's quite obvious. Like, but still, now for my last set, I don't really know what I want to do, and what is coming is the pull set, so I have to focus on this first. And what I will do is a good hold in touch, and then one leg advance, the more advanced as I can, in order to harvest a specific time under tension after a touch. And my goal is to really have concrete time under tension on the bar, not like a far from 5 centimeters or so. I don't want this. I really want something that is sticked to the bar.
Together we'll be riding somewhere new.
Okay, so the work is done, and I, I'm still kind of clueless about what's happening. If I just look at the overall thing, like on the day-to-day basis, how I behave in terms of performances, I would say that I just do like little waves of. I have a bit of strength, I harvest it, I'm a bit lower, and then I work out a bit like lighter, and then I gain a bit of strength, I harvest it. What I mean by harvesting it is using it and employing it in order to create stress and volume of work that then is assimilated by my body in order to create adaptation. And I feel like it's been, I don't know how many days, 5, 6, that I just constantly do this, like chuk 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 chuk. And to some extent it's really mental, because if by any hazard today I would have decided, no matter what signal my body was sending, to just rest, I would have missed this. I would have missed these combos I did that were really great. When it comes to willing to push to the limits, it necessarily goes in this kind of direction of you cannot maintain a perfect form. But here it was kind of different. Like, my feelings in presses mostly were like, I'm freaking light, but at the same time I'm not able to be clean. And so which one is causing the other? This is what I'm thinking about. What, like, is that because I'm too light that I'm doing shit, like my proprioception is shit? Or am I strong because I'm doing I'm doing shit? This is my kind of question. But I don't like to ask too many questions, to be thinking about this kind of situation in a too complex way. It often is just about time. I like to say this, like, you just sleep, you rest, and the very next day you have your answers. So, this is a meal. I think the thing I'm the most happy to be eating today is these 2 sweet potatoes that have been cooked really long. And so the meat of these sweet potatoes will be so sweet. I already know it. I haven't tasted it, but I'm quite sure. This is something I'm never deceived by. It's about 1000 calories. Like, I also will be eating some, I don't know how we call this, basically just some carbs. I aim for performances in the afternoon, and so I'm thinking about reducing my volume of food in order to be as light as possible. It's quite detail oriented, but it really matters. And more than the weight of the food in itself, there's also the comfort it provides me to feel light in my stomach. The trade-off is that at the dinner time, there are chances I have to eat too much, like in terms of volume, and it could create some discomfort. But this is something I'm conscious about, and yeah, I'm ready for the trade-off. And this is a dessert. There is a bit of honey that is kind of homemade. I'm really lucky, like sweet potatoes, honey. Is there something more to ask? Honestly, I don't think so. And on top of that, I have these nuts that are biologic, like natural and sensational. It's grilled. The taste is so pure. Well, I just wanted to talk about, like, the situation of the past days. I could have talked with Adrian yesterday about the whole situation, and I could have my answer toward, was I strong because I was bad form, or was I bad form because I was strong? And the answer is kind of mixed. Like, I was strong because I was indeed bad form, but being a bad formed enabled me to have confidence and push like my limits and not minding too much. in order to really like express fully without any limitation, just full emotion and breaking the barrier. It was a necessary step that will serve me in the future. But we have to keep in mind that, yeah, the goal is form, and as long as I am not able to have a really perfect form as I wish, just I want to be clean, I am clean. It's not I want to be clean, I'm in good conditions and I can be clean. It's I'm freaking tired, but I can really assume this position of I'm clean no matter what.
Allez, boum. Allez, très fort, très fort, très fort. Allez, gros, envoie là. Allez, restez, relancez. La presse. Allez, tiens, les coups en arrière, à fond. Allez, continue. Ouais. Super, allez, allez. Allez, c'est bien là. Super. Allez, c'est parfait, c'est parfait, c'est parfait. Allez là. Super. Allez, pousse. Allez. Tire à fond là. Oui. Bien. Allez, rebloque là. Tire, 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 tire. Oui, c'est ça. Allez, colle. Oh. mal bassin. Allez. Oh, c'est bien ça. Bâtard. Ah, je suis obligé alors. Attends, putain, ça fait longtemps. Putain, les premiers.
Hey, look at my little salad. And I have 500 grams of sweet potatoes and 70 grams of, I don't know how we call this. Yeah, it's quite unbalanced maybe. This is the kind of meal you have when you live in 2 days and your fridge is kind of empty. And I don't want to cook as I don't want to spend time on this, but I will have to. I cannot survive more than it cannot be worse than this because I don't have anything left in my fridge. So I will have to cook tonight, like maybe some quinoa for tomorrow. Yeah, something like this. And I will be eating some 饺子，奶奶的饺子，所以我很高兴啊。
Allez là. Allez là. Putain. Allez là.
The work is done. Today is a preparation day for tomorrow. I've been thinking about it since yesterday night. I couldn't sleep for maybe 20 or 30 minutes because I was thinking all over again what I wanted to do for this last day that I have before leaving to China. There are a lot of things to talk about in order to put some context. Yesterday I could go to a park outside, and it's been, I don't know, actually it's been a year and a half that I haven't worked out with people, like with calisthenics people. There was just 3-4 people, but it was just like enough to me. It was my first training with Adrian as a coach, because we could have trained together before, but it was like 2 years ago. And I didn't had that much expectations. I was just like, actually I was even thinking that I don't want it to bother him that much. Like, as the person he's coaching, I wanted more like training with him more than him coaching me, but he naturally tended to give me directives and advices. And the first advice he gave me was about my grip, which is the thing we've been working on since, I don't know how many times, like maybe since the beginning. Within 2 seconds, he was like, something is wrong. Like for him, a grip is supposed to enable the palm, the whole palm, to get the most contact with the bar as possible. And maybe he already told me, but this is something I really wasn't aware of. I wasn't thinking this way. I was more about comfort and positioning of the hand, more than this philosophy of contact of the hand on the bar. And this is something that was beneath my eyes since the beginning. It's been maybe 4 or 5 years that people around me talk about this way. But yeah, I was just not seeing this as clearly. And basically what was happening is that I didn't have that much contact with my last little finger, and as a consequence, the back of my palm, this part of my palm, wasn't like enough in contact, or at least at its maximum potential. And so as a consequence, I was, to exaggerate, I was like this, maybe I will zoom in, I don't know. And ideally, the goal is really to have a huge prehension on the bar, so much that you really like the bar literally becomes an extension of your arm. There was also an image he was like really giving fiercely. It was, you have to be thinking like you're crushing your bar. He was really like doing this way. You really want to. And he was like, if naturally, when you want to crush your fists at the maximum, you end up like touching every part of your hand, and like even your thumbs comes on top of other fingers. Well, this is something you should aim for when taking the bar. What I was doing, even for the thumb part, is that maybe for the left hand, I was naturally really easily having my thumb like too far, like this, to exaggerate. Meanwhile, the goal is more to be like this, in order to really facilitate this motion of your crushing, and your hand really is enveloping the bar in its maximal potential. So this was the first point. And I could applicate, like right after, I could also because I had better bars than these bars that I'll change as fast as possible when I come back from China. I had better bars, which are, in my opinion, I think, one of the best on the market. I'm doing like promotions. Like in terms of diameters and also the hood, I used to have them in 2023 until 2025 when I sold them. The hood has a certain shape that really makes the hood sticking on you, even if you don't want to. And so I think I'll opt for this one. The point I was just saying is that I had these bars that, in my opinion, are the best, and I could applicate this intention of really, you have to be one with the bar, and really like envelop with your fist the bar and crush it. And this is how I could do quite close to my best combos at the moment, maybe the best. I don't have like the step back and the whole view of everything I've done. So yeah, that's quite cool. I could get some indirect instruction from Adrian throughout the training. Typically, I was doing combos with push-ups and dead stop, and I wasn't able to really hold in the end. I had strength, but technically I was making failure. I don't want it to push until like it's trash. And this is what he saw, and this is why he advised me indirectly to continue to push effort that would be productive, because I was like in good shape and my form standard was really calibrated. This is a word, calibrated. This is not something that we would usually do on my day-to-day workouts, as my form is not really stable. I can pretty easily go trashy. This is why this kind of method is something that we have to take like really softly, and that is really context dependent. I had a realization yesterday about my form, because what was really annoying me is that even when I was intending to be freaking clean, protraction, having my, you know, all this were things that I was mastering before. I was freaking perfect, beautiful. French guys that are doing strength talk this way. T'es trop beau, t'es parfait. And so it was one of my main traits when I was practicing like fiercely 2 years ago. And I was quite like disturbed. Yeah, I was quite disturbed by the fact that I wasn't able to, even though I had strength, to be clean, to be perfect, to be beautiful. And so this is something I could find out yesterday. Finally, what was happening is that I was pushing so much my protraction that I couldn't put pressure on my waist. Like I wasn't able to, like in the right way, I'll do it this way. I wasn't able to just do this, because I was so much focused on this that directly I was like so much extending this way that my waist wasn't just able to do this. It was like forced to go along with my protraction that I was forcing too much. And so this is what I figured out. I figured out that I had to accept that I didn't need it to push my protraction as much as this. And also a second consequence, I was reducing my lever with this. Like my legs and my foot were closer to my center of gravity while over protracting. And so accepting to reduce my protraction was also accepting that my legs and my foot would have to be even further, which is something that I had to take into consideration for all my combos of yesterday. Like, you're going to planche, you don't have to protract as much as this. It will be harder because your foot will be even further, but this is how you will have a great form. And this is how I naturally really had even better form. It wasn't perfect yet. I'm really like conscious about it because it wasn't the same sensation as I had 2 years ago. I really remember of how I could really float, and as it was like natural. And this is not something I could feel yesterday. But I'm on the way. This is the most important. It's my trajectory more than the result in itself. Another topic is respiration in planche and the front, but more planches. When I was about to do my last set of yesterday's training, which was some 2 wide presses, he was like, "Oh, let's explain you the breath work." I was like, "Okay." And so he showed me. And as you can see, it's what the fuck. I was like, it's not possible to breathe this way. Like, if I remember well, it was okay. It was something like this. You have to exhale and breathe at the same time for one press. Like, and when you do negative, you have to yeah, it's something like this. And so he showed me, and I was like, what the fuck? I have to go through this? Really? And at first I was quite impressed. I tried quickly. Failed. But this is what made me stayed up late quite a long time. This is what made me thinking about what I did today. I was visualizing how I could integrate this breath work as fast as possible. And I had a really personal goal. Yeah, I'll share it with you. A couple months ago, when I was only at 3 presses maximum, I was like, before going to China, my goal is to earn 6 presses and being able to hold this 2-finger planche. These performances were kind of, I would say, a little revenge, a testimonial of just commitment to calisthenics, with this intent of practicing in another way as I was doing before. Because 2-finger planches, it's something that I could earn, but in a really unstable way. It was really like impulsive, not really like seeing on the long run. And 6 presses is a performance I never earned on my entire life. My maximum of presses was 5, and it wasn't perfect. So I was like, in 3 months, my goal is to be stronger than ever while having a different philosophy toward calisthenics, and also having on the side something that I was seeing this as a proof of commitment over time, because it's been since then that at least once a week I've done 2 fingers work. Okay, so today is the 9th of February, and it's day 1 of working back on my 2-finger planche. Currently my level is quite low. I'll just let you see. Up, tuck, tuck. Up. Okay. Today, I feel like tomorrow I would be able, before going to China, to raise this hold in 2 fingers and hold it. And for my 6 presses, actually it's not something I've been thinking about since maybe a month or so. I kind of forgot this goal because it's kind of shifted, but it's yesterday night that it just came back. I don't know really from where, and I made the link between this old goal I had and this breathwork, and yeah, made the opportunity for today. Today I've been able to do 8 presses. It was mainly, I don't really know what was making me failing. I was all trembling, but like, even the last press was kind of explosive. My breathwork wasn't perfect, as it was the first time I was trying it, but I felt it. I really felt like how the breathwork was affecting and giving rhythm to my presses. And yesterday night I thought I will do 8 presses with elastic, and the day after I'll be able to do 6 without. So this is my goal for tomorrow, and we'll see. I'm on my age, and this is something I was feeling like 2 years ago. I experienced it, not necessarily at this point, and with so few consciousness about it. I was just like, I'm giving my whole, but I feel also so focused. I feel like little pains here and there. I feel like it's hard, but I continue and it works again and again, and it's really addicting. This is something we talked about yesterday with Adrian. He told me that this is something he experienced in December, working every day and feeling great every day, even when he was feeling bad outside of the training, just doing some push-ups and put-ups. He was just coming back and able to do all the stuff he wanted. And this is something we qualified as the body transforming into a machine for the sport. Like, biologically, the body becomes something made for the sport. This is how we qualify this, and this is what's happening to me at the moment. But the thing we have to take into consideration is that all this has a cost. We have to keep this in mind. Like, Adrian told me that if I didn't had these 2 weeks of vacation, he would maybe give me a deload of 1 whole week after this kind of period that I'm experiencing at the moment. And the vicious thing about this whole phenomenon, let's say, is that you do not feel all the damages that are done onto your body, or at least you feel like you can overcome them, as I did today. Like my set of push-ups. Is it normal that a human being is trembling that much? Like, I think the first question is that normal that a human being is able to push his body horizontally? And then comes the second question, is it normal that a human being doing push-ups without touching the floor with his foot is trembling so much doing this, and then he continues naturally just yeah. That's really interesting, because I've been from this, like, doing all this stuff that I'm doing naturally, just by full passion. I was clean. I was kind of working out as I would have to, but I wasn't aware of every cost. Then I joined the desperate crew, like the people that are just broken by calisthenics and just want to stop or kill themselves. It's not funny, but yeah. Then I've been on the side of people that are like, yeah, you have to rest three times a week, blah blah blah. I was conquered by doubts. I gained back certain confidence about my trainings extra. I'm still aware that there are things I don't know. I I won't stand the position of, yeah, I'm so confident, I know where I go at 100%. No, I know that there are a shit ton of things that will go on my road. I didn't express it, but I'm also ready for failure tomorrow. I'm not thinking about it, but if it happens, it's okay. But I will give my whole. This is my state of mind. I will give my whole. Everything I have within me will go into this. But if I fail, it's okay. And I wouldn't be ashamed of showing everything I've been thinking before. I've been talking too much about failure. I have to not talk about it more than this. Allez là. Well, for this last day, my performances are kind of mid. I had a lot of little internal dilemma thinking about, like this huge goal I had. And I was able to manage energy and focus with my life aside. I could have a little sleep before training, and so my energy level is pretty normal. I'm simply just not in peak. I'm simply like not at the summit of the ascent. I would say that I'm on like the plateau or just a bit lower. It's mainly due to, I don't know, maybe stopping to stimulate the strength curve just with one day. There are chances it's about this. And yeah, it's interesting. I failed, but I do not feel regrets or anger or anything. I'm just like, okay, this is what it is. I had my peak 2 days ago, and that's pretty great. My training of yesterday was great, and today will also be great because I choose to. For my second combo, I have some juices. Even if I'm I'm not at the peak, I won't do these 6 presses. I have one more thing to try. And after this, I will work on my form. I will respect this because I've been kind of mindless on these presses. We have to admit it, like, yeah. And so before leaving, it would be immature to not try to make a bit of order. On the pull side, it's about the same, maybe a bit less than 3 to 4 days ago. It's also okay. I will just stimulate myself, do stuff that I enjoy doing with great songs, and that's the essential. I'm living in peace, honestly. I will then have more than 2 weeks to just enjoy life. Allez, let's go. I purely just not have the strength for this. I can feel it, like my fingers could tank maybe 10 kilograms on my back, but it's on this chain. It's completely. So what has interest to be done is to harvest a good form. And I'll do this on elastic in like the volume range. There's no meaning into trying to push strength and intense effort. But what I'll do before this, because I'm still strong, is push up press negative in a really, really, really clean form. And on the front side, I'll do hold 2 pull-ups. And I think I'll do 3 sets of these in order to really sink in the form in my head. Like the last thing that my body would have done before leaving for more than 2 weeks would have been really qualitative volume, and yeah.
Allez là. Allez là.